evening. Excuse me. Pardon me. I would like to welcome you all to the Den Show. That wasn't what my intention. I was actually trying to cut the sound off, but that's what happens, I guess, when you push the wrong buttons, right? Again, welcome to the Den Show. My name is Ed Honcho. I'm glad that you could join me this evening. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here a while, welcome back. See, here in the Den, we only talk about the most refined topics pertaining to life and the well-being of modern society. So if this is not your cup of tea, then I suggest you resort to finding your jollies elsewhere. Because the Den is only for the most sophisticated kind of person, if you will. Not for the small, simple-minded, common folk. This is a place of elegance and refined class. And if you just don't have it in you, then this is not a place that you should be. Now that I've got all of the formalities out of the way, let's see who has joined us in today's gathering. Prolific guy, very interesting statement. The lovely Miss K. Grace, M5, glad that you could join us. Heidi, good to see you. 335, peace. The lovely Miss Bell. Rec, came to Rec Shop. Solis, my good gentleman, how are you doing this evening? Michelle is here. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative, I guess, depending on what extreme beliefs you may possess. Let's see. All right, so therefore, now that we're in here, now that we have settled down, let's all calm down. We're getting too raucous. We're misbehaving, and this is completely inappropriate for live stream behavior, if you will. So this evening we are talking about happiness. What is happiness, right? What makes happiness? What is the measurement of happiness? If you were to ask me what happiness is getting fucked up on your birthday. No, that would not be my answer to happiness. But stop all the shenanigans. Stop all the telephone. I got a little bit. I didn't get that much goddamn older. What's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Dan, the motherfucking man with the damn plane. Did the thing show up on screen? Did it not show up? What is going on? Like, I went and I did all of this stuff prior to make sure. God damn it. I was literally right up until the end of the thing. I was digging in the archives trying to find all the old Den stuff. And what the fuck? Shout out to Dan the fucking man. Dropping the fucking 50 burger. I thank you, sir. Let me see if I can pull out. I swear, I literally was just testing the fucking alert thing. It didn't show up on the fucking thing, did it? Like, I know sometimes I gotta get to ranting and raving. I try not to look at the screen in the chat because I get distracted. I get distracted very easily. I can admit that, right? But, let me make sure of something here. Because there was a statement I don't see. Thank you, Dan. It says, happy birthday, my G. Salute to Dan the man. Tell y'all, when I get all my things back together, I'm serious. I'm gonna get all my shit back, get my t-shirt print press up. The first shirt I'm gonna make two of them. It's only gonna be two. They're gonna be exclusives. Only gonna be two of them made in the world. And they're gonna say, I'm Dan, bitch. And I'm saying Dan the first one, and I'm gonna rock the second one. I know my name's not Dan, but I'll be proud to wear it. But thank you, sir. I truly do appreciate it. And shout out to lovely Miss Great Grace, who blessed the birthday early this morning upon waking. So thank you, Miss K. Grace. It was a pleasant surprise to wake up to. Did I have a birthday last year? No, I didn't have one last year. I skipped my birthday last year. I was just like, yeah, you know what? this birthday thing's getting played out. Get it out of here. But no, let's talk about it for real. So, but let's get to it. This is why the topic kind of came about. So it is my birthday, right? You've been here long enough. You know how old I am at this point. I'm not 40 yet. I have 1 year, so I made a goal, right? It's not some kind of stupid ass New Year's resolution. This is I finally realized it's probably time to start acting my age type situation. Like, I got 1 year left till 40. And to some of y'all, oh, so you're making a big deal out of nothing. And you're right, I really am. Like, I don't look at stuff like it's stupid if you really think. Like, if you look at the grand scheme of things, it's stupid. But whatever you got to do to gamify, motivate yourself, whatever. So, I've decided, I'm not going to say I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. I think I could probably get in the best endurance I've had. I've never been much for like long-term running. Like, I think if I gave it a good solid year, I could probably get up. But I wouldn't be like a marathon runner, no shit like that. That's weird. But I'm gonna get myself to 40. I'm going to get in significantly better shape, just because I want to be able to get online and look at all my old classmates and just talk shit. Really, that's it. Really, that's it. That's the whole motivation. Just look at you, disgusting piece of shit. Look, you just let yourself go. How dare you? That's all I want to do. I just want to be able to talk shit. And just, I wouldn't go to a class reunion, but I'd probably do weird stuff online just to. At the time, I was trying to get some. You wouldn't give me no play in high school. Look at you now, Kathy. No, I'm just messing with you. But no. But like I say, it's a crazy situation. It's like I'm just looking at myself, and I'm looking at. Cut that damn thing off. And I'm looking at how I have gotten. Yes, Kathy with a C. But that's how I always imagined Kathy when I was thinking. I've met another Kathy who stays in my mom's apartment. So anyway, that's what I was visualizing. But again, so it's just like you kind of look at it. You're like, I'm not getting any younger. I know that these days are limited. Not limited, but it's not like you get just so old you can't do shit. But your body it's not the same. And then I get all the warnings from like all the people older than me. Your body ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that. You probably eat a lot worse than I do and do other butt stuff. But it is what it is. But no, I do. I think it's just gonna be like a goal. I got 1 year. Let's be serious about it to be in shape at 40. Like in pretty decent shape at 40. So that is the goal. So, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Oh, wow. What happened, Mr. Jared? Good to see you. Illusion. Thank you, sir. Let me see. Delta Echo Golf. You're a terrible person. But yeah, I'm even thinking about it. I might like, look, why not take some steroids, right? No, I don't know. Why not? Like I was talking about how like I believe in taking I don't believe in taking drugs, but like I'm not against people who experiment with things. Like don't be a head. You can be you can't try crack, right? You can't try crack, even if it goes on your happiness list. We're gonna get into that in a second. Like, don't you fucking can't talk about happiness. This shit you're talking about is making me sad. You're talking about getting old and shit. But you can't try crack at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't try it because we know what's happening, right? So you're either going to be all in on it or not, because that's one of those things that you can't dilly dally with. Okay, hold on. I don't want to announce the entire name, but appreciate the love. 'Cause I don't know, people want their names out there. But DC, shout out to the initials DC. If you know, you know. Salute. I appreciate the love. Is it a different DIN number? It shouldn't be. Should be the same one that we've been using. And so I'm working on a strategy to actually start making content for long form stuff. So I got to remember to put this other stuff up. But yeah, get in shape. I appreciate all the love. I do. I love y'all, Den folk. I greatly appreciate it. But getting into it, because I kind of lost my train of thought of what I was saying before about taking steroids and drugs and not trying to crack. Yeah, you're all in. If you try crack, you just might as well. You better be real committed to that one. That's kind of you've seen what it does to people. So, but if it makes them happy, right? I guess we'll get into that. But I want to talk about happiness because I'm sitting there thinking about happy birthday, right? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And I appreciate the happy birthday. Well wishes. You want enjoyment. You seek this. Happiness should be a good thing, right? Happiness should be something that is fulfilling. But I start thinking about but what is happiness really? Is happiness short-term enjoyment? Is it a pleasurable experience? Is it long-term and sustaining? What is happiness? Is it better to have a little happiness? Like they say, it's better to have loved and lost. Is it better to have been happy and maybe had that taken away than to have never experienced happiness at all? To know how to gauge your feelings against that? Can you be a person who is depressed and experience bouts of happiness but yet return back to that depression? Or how do you define it? Is happiness the same thing as enjoyment? I mean, are there nuances to these definitions? I personally do believe that there are, but oh wow. But I think that I apologize for that. But I think that there are. I think there are nuances. I think that all of these things are they are things in their own right. So I think that a pleasure isn't necessarily associated with happiness. It can be pleasure. Pleasurable sensations can make you feel good, but is that really happiness? You can do drugs, right? And they give you euphoric experiences or psychedelic experiences that expand your mind or give you these, again, pleasurable sensations. But is it happiness? Is it just temporary enjoyment? What is it? I think that it has different meanings to different individuals. We all use the same words every day. We use the same words. We communicate with it. We say words to each other that we understand. But I think that these words register to each one of us in a different way. So when I say happy, someone may see eating a fucking ice cream on a hot summer day. Oh, that makes me happy. I was so miserable. I was sweating. I ate this ice cream. I feel good now, right? That might be it. Someone may find happiness being snuggled in the arms of a loved one, right? Or, they may find happiness in memories of someone lost that, they may not be living in that happiness anymore, but maybe just those brief glimpses, that might be it to them. I do believe it's different to different people. So it's hard for me to explain this one. And even in asking the question, I thought about, and I'm still thinking about it, what does happiness really mean to me? I've shared my story 1,000 times. I've experienced a lot of sadness, and I've always attached myself to the sad experience, to the traumatic experiences, to the negative experiences. But I did that so much that I overlooked a lot of the good that I had and have going on in my life, right? Because it's the negative. Negative always stands out more. We love drama. We love negativity. We love just bad things. I mean, we do. We're attracted to it, right? Because when things are calm and complacent, well, who gives a fuck about that, right? But when things are upset, when the apples have spilled all over the fucking market, and people are stumbling and scrambling. That's what we want. We want that drama, right? Even when I just said the apples are spilled all over the market, y'all thought about different things. Some of you thought about apples spilling in a fucking American supermarket in a Kroger somewhere, spilling all in the aisle, and people went around. Some of y'all thought about the fucking Middle East somewhere, and a camel spitting on somebody because it's chaos everywhere and apples all over the place. Maybe thought about Aladdin. I don't know, right? But we all think different things. So I think happiness is going to be different for all of us, of course. So I'm going to open up the line here in just a second. I got to get my headphones. I told myself to do it before, so, right? I just want to know two things. And of course, when you call, you talk, I'm going to ask you more stuff. I can't help it. But there's two things I'm going to ask you. The two things I'm going to ask you, so be prepared. You just open book test. Some of you will have time to think about it before you call in. The two things I want to ask you is how do you define happiness? And how do you measure happiness? Because on the flip side of happiness, we got to think about what happens when the happiness is taken away, how it impacts people. We talk about divorce a lot in here. We talk about relationships a lot in here. And a big factor in many relationships, whether right or wrong, whether fair or unfair, is that I'm no longer happy. Is it your job to supply someone else's happiness in a relationship? Is it your job to try to make anybody else happy? Can you really truly do that? I personally don't think you can, but you may see it differently. That's what the den is about. We discuss everything normally. I've been thinking of a slogan for the den, but I don't think it applies. It used to be we're all friends in the den. We know that don't work. I was thinking about where the grown-ups own up, but we don't take accountability in here either. But something along that. I'm going to play with that. Give me just a second. I'm going to go get the headset, get my headset. Got a little tea on the stove as usual. I'm going to come back, I'm going to take another shot, and I'm going to open up the line. If I missed you, I see Trill coming in here with his Port Arthur niggardry, coming here trying to fight. Beyond a funny nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you, my friend. Let me whip Trill ass real quick as I go abscond to my tea. But again, so I didn't tell y'all about some crazy shit that happened at work. I don't even know if I'm probably not allowed to tell it, but I guess if I don't use any names, it's okay. Like, we were talking about toxic parents the other day. Remind me, toxic parent work story when I return with my tea. I'm going to tell you that story, then I'm going to open up the live. Bitches is crazy. I said bitches is crazy like y'all ain't know. Bitches are indeed, in fact, fucking crazy. Oh, I'm doing that. Okay, this is in order. Give me a second. Let me do the proper thing while I'm getting these things in order. But yeah, so I'll be telling y'all I'm super standoffish. Not standoffish, like I just don't believe, you wouldn't believe as much as I talk in the den and can't shut the fuck up, that in reality I don't like talking to people very much, right? I don't find pleasure in meaningless conversation. Right? Like if it has no point, no merit, it's not going anywhere, doesn't benefit either one of us, like why are we talking? Anyway, so like I said, I have this. I like to pride myself on being able to read people. Right? There's just a couple of individuals in this training class that I'm currently in that I just knew from the jump were going to be problematic, to say the least. At least I knew that I wouldn't like them, right? And so, okay, Sarah, one of them really went overboard, right? Like, we're all working from home. But this chick started putting crazy stuff. Like, we're at a Teams meeting, right? And this chick started putting crazy stuff like, this company's holding me hostage. I'm not allowed to speak. If I speak, I get fired. I've used up all my warnings. If I talk, I get fired. If I'm quiet, I get fired. Like, started saying crazy. But the bitch did talk too fucking much, right? Like, she talked too fucking much. It just was what it was. It was just like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, you just outrageous stuff. You know, we have to do these scenarios and things to get experience when working with one another. And they just did like stupid shit, and she would go off script, like the shit her and her partners would work on. She would just do something completely different. They'd be like, well, this is not what we worked on. But anyway, but yeah, she started posting stuff like, my kids are gonna get taken away from me if I lose this job, but I'm being bound, held hostage, like crazy, crazy stuff, right? And so when I tell you that, I feel bad for a lot of women because there are a lot of women who are under a lot of stress because they are in a man's position and they can't deal with it. And you can see it. You're seeing it more and more. You see women posting videos cracking under pressure of having to be, you know, responsible for not just their lives, but multiple lives, right? But it was like, it was crazy. And it's super weird because I guess everybody thinks I'm the fucking weirdo on that motherfucker. I do not talk. I make minimal conversation as much as possible. Like, if I have to work one-on-one with somebody in a group, I'll do it. But if it's a group of 3 or more people, the other 2 people can talk to themselves. I don't need to talk to anybody, right? Like, why the fuck I need to talk to me? Like, I'm going to go ahead and get this done. And y'all do whatever the fuck y'all need to do. But, terrible, terrible, terrible. I want to tell a little bit more story, but I'm going to save it for the Discord because this still is YouTube. If you're not in the Discord, that's your damn fault, asshole. Let me get this tooted and booted. Let me put the Discord link in the dilly-dally. If you join the Discord, there is a free promo code to Heidi's OF. Normally, you pay as much as 50 cents a month. But we got a September Honcho birthday deal going for a dime. A whole month's time for just a dime. Okay, I see some folks trying to get caught in. Give me a second, let me get it up. Let me get it up. I ain't trying to lose you. Let me get set up. I guess I didn't do that part before the stream today. Everything else I was almost on. I'm mad that alert didn't come in. Because I even brought back the old alerts. Y'all remember the old little stupid cartoon alerts where it pop up like a little comic book thing? Like all that shit. I've been popping. Got off. I put in a little bit of work after work. Alrighty. Make sure everything is a go. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Happy birthday once again.
Oh, thank you. It's the lovely Miss Grace. How are you doing this evening, Miss Grace?
I'm great. I had to stay up just for you.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that, Miss Grace. I truly do. Oh,
now,
I'm sorry?
The other day, first of all, when you did that show on Would You Date a Dummy?
Yeah.
You already know.
No comment.
Well, I'm going to leave it pretty much at that.
Yeah,
no, but sometimes, people can be... Remember one time I called in and I said, it's not how smart you are, it's how are you smart?
Yes.
And I would think the same would apply for dummies. Not so much how dumb you are, how are you dumb? Because some guys can't do certain things. They're dumb in that area. But if they shop in another area, then they can kind of compensate for things. And I like interesting people. I don't like run of the mill, every day, a dime a dozen kind of people. That's boring to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something real quick. Remember when I mentioned Larry when I ran away from home when I was 17?
Yes, ma'am.
And Larry, when he was in Chicago, part of the Peace Stone or whatever that gang member. But Larry was the long fur coat that he wore. He made it by hand.
Really?
He could sew. He was an artist, and he could do self-portrait, which they say are very difficult to do. And Larry could play the piano like Liberace.
Really?
He used to play Summertime. He was amazing. So that guy was caught between two different worlds. He who was from the streets of Chicago. I mean, he had a mother and a father, because I really didn't date guys unless they had a mother and father. Only one didn't. And even though my father didn't live in the house with us and didn't marry my mother, his presence was always with me.
Yeah.
Remember I told you first day of school, last day of school, Christmas, birthdays, Easter, the money was sent for the clothes, the toys, and everything. And when something happened to me, my tonsils got removed. I had a hysterectomy. You know what I mean? When I fell off the bike that he sent me and busted my lip, my father flew in every time. You know what I mean? So my father was there. And no matter, even if he was overseas or when he was in the States, we had to write back and forth. He always checked our spelling and things. We had to write him. He would write us. And then he would call and have my mother put us on the telephone. So his presence was always here. So even though my father didn't live in the house, my father was very present in my life. And I was the middle girl. So maybe Minnie wasn't spoiling me because I was the middle girl. But you know who did? That's right. Big white spoiled me. And that's why I'm the way I am. That's my big old country man father, country boy father. But, okay.
So I'm gonna ask you, Miss Grace. When we talk about happiness, how do you personally define happiness?
For me, happiness is a feeling. It's a feeling. If I don't have the feeling, then I'm not happy. And I'm a happy person because I'm content. I'm at peace. My kids are okay. They're healthy. I raise good human beings. I'm comfortable. I can pick up and go when I want. But the number one thing is my kids. And I'm happy now, and I make sure I enjoy this happiness, because you never know when a monkey wrench is going to be thrown into your program of life. If one of your kids die, I can't imagine being happy after that. Because my kids are my whole world. So as long as they're happy and my loved ones are happy, I'm happy. And they do things for me. We take care of each other. My kids are really good to me, Hancho. And I'm good to them as well. And I never wanted my kids to feel like they weren't enough, because I told you what happened with me, with my mother. Like, what about us? What about us? My kids always know that they're enough, and they always let me know that I'm enough, and we always say, I love you. And that's my kids first, my granddaughter, and then my foster son's boys, and then the other people in my life, such as you, and people in the den. This is my happy place. You have provided for me, a space where I can learn different perspectives from all of these people in the den and have fun at the same time in my nightgown with my hair sticking up in the comfort of my home. It doesn't get any better than that. That was the only thing that was missing, because I don't go out and I don't like dealing with people. I told you, I really don't. And some people are really surprised to find out that I have a shy side. I would never approach a man in the club or anything like that there. They have to approach me and make me like them. Because I don't get out there and deal with people. I like being home. I like being comfortable. I want my kids to be proud of me. That's why I'm not going to say any more bad things on the den. I'll say it in the Discord. I didn't know any better. I'm stupid like that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and that's it. As long as my kids, really, Hancho, as long as my kids are good, I'm good. And if anybody's good to my kids, they got me in their hip pocket. You know what I mean? That's it. They're everything.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a very well, I mean, it's a good answer. It's your answer. I can't say it's good or bad. It's your answer, so there's no right or wrong.
Right.
That's a very interesting. I don't know if I can't necessarily speak from experience on that one, but that's a very interesting answer.
Right, and some people, they have a spouse or something, and that's what makes them happy. You know what I mean? Or sports or ball games and things. And you know what I mean? And as you age and different things happen in your life, different things are going to make you happy. But right now, as long as I have my kids, they're what makes me happy. And if anything happens to them, and that's why my mother said, never have just one kid. And that's why I worry about my granddaughter being an only child. Never have just one. She said, because if something happens to that one kid, the other one will keep you strong to carry on. And I hope that I will have that strength.
I know it can be a tough deal. It definitely can be a tough situation to have to deal with.
And then the other thing is with you, I was telling somebody, I said, you have the way you have handled people that have passed in your life. It's amazing. I watch you. That the love of your life passed away. Your sister passed away. Your best friend passed away. All of those things happened to you at a young life. I haven't had to experience that. That's amazing that you're still as wonderful as you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's like I hope that I have that strength.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. Sometimes you just got to deal with it. I mean, it's life. I don't know. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. But so that's about it. Do you have any more questions for me? Because I don't like to hog up the line. I like to listen. And I got in the Discord. I thanked Belle. What is that little wise guy's name? Josh LaMille.
Oh yeah.
New York Kenneth.
Yeah.
And Dan were the four that called last night.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I had to savor that den because I knew that I had things to do and I had to run around and I had to start decorating for autumn. And I would be listening. I'm listening and listening. You know what I mean? And then I'd stop. You know what I mean? And then look at the chat, giggle a little bit, go back to some more decorated. Yeah, they helped me. I was out back. You know what I mean? Still decorating. Then I would stop and look at the chat. And then go back to just listening. Yeah, it helps me a lot. I love it. I love the den. I love you. And all these wonderful people in it.
Well, I love you too, Miss Grace. And I thank you for being a part of the den because you have definitely taught all of us a whole lot. And I think we all appreciate your perspective.
Yep. Thank you so much. Oh, I see my Dan down there. Hey, Dan. Am I illusion? Sarah's not here. My Heidi. Belle, everybody. And let me tell you, and still, my daughter's favorite call is who? Do you remember who?
The favorite caller?
Yep, that would call into the den.
Was it prepaid?
Nope. Belle.
Belle?
My daughter. Love listening to Belle. And you know how Belle will go, well, you can go up or down, left or right, in or out, or all around, and sometimes just in the middle. And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, after all of those options, something's got to hit. My daughter, she got the biggest kick out of Belle all the time. She loved Belle's call because everybody in the den is a unique character.
Oh, man, yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to let somebody else call in. So I want to hear about, and the other thing that's happiness, health is wealth.
Yes.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm happy because Mrs. Stone, that was like a grandmother to me, she said, in life, do what you can to make yourself happy as long as you don't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
She said, because there's going to come a day that you're going to want to do something, and no matter how badly you're going to want to do it, you just can't. You just can't. She was the only one that was like a grandmother because I never had a real grandmother. My older brother and sister, their grandmother, we used to go to Dartmouth and I used to pick the blueberries, and we called her Grandma Louise, but that broad didn't even speak English. Yeah, I know what she was saying. And she had this old lady that sat and looked out the window, because around here the women still, I don't know about there, they still dress in mourning, all in black, even if it's hot, 90 degrees. When a male dies in the family, the women have to wear black for a whole year. Well, after your husband dies, and then you're wearing black for a year, next, then your son dies, so you go another year. Yeah, you have to have the black stockings, the black shoes, the black sweater. You have to have your head covered in black, and that's the way it is. And that lady was scary to me. They used to sit in Grandma's window.
Oh, man, I think wearing all that black would add to the level of depression. It seems like after a while you kind of, I don't want to say you want to move on, but just. And I wear a lot of black myself, but I just that's wild. So basically 2
Yeah,
years straight.
no, they have to have the. Yeah, because I like wearing black, but they have to wear it. It's the culture, and they walk around. So when you see those ladies dressed in black, I remember as a little girl when I first found out, asking my mother, how come? She said because her husband died or a male in her family died. So when you walk by them, like you do with the nuns, you bless yourself.
Yeah.
You bless yourself for blessing them. Like God blessed them. Like that. But you have to wear black for a whole year. And it would be hot. Kerchiefs on, tied under their chin, sweater, everything. That's what they do, and those ladies still walk around, and they sit there. You have to stay in mourning.
Yeah.
For the male. Not for the female, for the male. Yeah.
That's a tough situation. I feel hot just thinking about it. It's like,
oh, I know it. I know it. Yeah. But I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to let somebody else call. But you enjoy the remainder of your night and your birthday, Hancho.
Well, thank you, ma'am. It's Grace. I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate you getting the call started this evening. And hopefully we get some more good calls in tonight.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Shout out to Miss Grace. Shout out to Mr. Luz. I see he called it the evening. That's what I need to do is get a damn chair. This same chair sitting at work. This is I have no back support because it was not intentionally the intention. Intentionally the intention. I like this shit. Shit sound cool. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's going on, Hunter? This is your boy, Man Up.
Man Up. What's the motherfucking deal, Mr. Man Up? How are you doing this evening, sir?
Man, I can't complain. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to you, man. I ain't forgot about you. I got your birthday saved in my calendar on my phone, so I had to, holler at you, man, say happy birthday to you, man. I haven't talked to you in a while.
It's been a minute, man, Mr. Man Up. I sincerely appreciate it, man. The people been waiting, so you gotta let me know. I hit you the other day, so whenever you get a chance, you let me know when you're ready to do the conversation. 'Cause I got plenty to talk about on that one. So whenever you're ready on that, you let me know. 'Cause, boy, by the day I got more to talk about. But I want to know, Man Up. We've had a lot of interesting conversations. I don't know if this is one we've ever talked about, but what is your definition? How do you define happiness personally for you?
Me, happiness starts from within, and then, of course, you can generate it out. Let's just say, I'm going to give my personal situation. I have my wife and my daughter. That's how my happiness ends because I know I see those two, especially my little girl. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. And, my little girl brings me joy just seeing her face every day. Whether she's happy, she's sad, just seeing her face brings me joy every single day. Coming home, being blessed for, doing the things that I've been doing. And, because it starts from within, it can generate out, and then people can put it back at your lowest points in your life. That's how I look at it. It don't always come from personal things. Sometimes it can, but it's completely up to you. But me personally, man, I gotta say, it starts from within, and then the people around you can keep you happy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting
So,
way to put it. Okay.
Yeah, man. So I had to give a call in, man, to you, man, let you know I still support you, man. I still support you.
Man, I appreciate that, Mr. Man. Like I said, we're getting this thing back on track. We're going to have to do it like we used to. We used to get some regular collaborations going on. So like I say, you just let me know, and I'm ready. You know, I know the people want it. They definitely been asking.
I got, if you don't mind, I want, what was it you was talking about the other day? It was on my brain too, kind. I forgot about it. It was something else.
Which
You
one
was
was that?
talking about the other day, not the with your day stupid people, but
Uh,
it was another one. I
let's
left
see.
them. I forgot what it was,
Okay. Hold on. You said you left a
but yeah.
comment on it? Let me see.
Shit,
Let me see. Let me see.
I
You,
forget. But I ain't gonna hold up the line too much longer. Somebody else might want to call in. But at the same time, man, I just had to, say was I forgot what the hell it was. God, it's killing me now.
let me see if I pull them up real quick. Let me see if
Golly,
we
it's
talk about
killing me.
we talk about who loves harder, men or women.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, I watched the first few seconds of that video before I left a comment, before anybody said anything.
Yeah.
I don't care what no one says. If a man is willing to die for you, lose his life for you, you cannot tell me you love harder.
Mm.
There's no way on God's green earth you can say you love harder. If a man is willing to lose his life for you, I have never in my damn near 50 years on this earth heard of a woman dying for a man in her family, not even her dad. Now, I've heard of her dying for like her kids,
Yeah.
yes, because a bunch of times. But for her man, no.
Mm.
So you can't sit here and tell me a woman loves harder.
Mm.
I'm not saying a woman don't love hard. That would be a lie. So don't get me wrong when I'm saying what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is a man loves harder if he's willing to lose his life for you.
Mm.
That's it. Plain and simple in the discussion. If I know that I can go into a situation where I know I can lose everything and you can gain everything from me, and I'm still willing to take that risk, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I just had to give my 2 cents on that. But I don't, like I said, I ain't gonna hold up the line long, man. It was nice talking to you, man. I'm gonna sit back in the chat and watch everybody else do their thing.
All right, Mr. Man Up. It was great hearing from you, sir. And like I said, I expect us to have some more, many more conversations very soon. So I will definitely be in
Oh
touch.
yeah, we definitely will, man. But I'll holler at you later,
All
man.
right, Mr. Man Up. Thanks, sir.
All right.
All right, you have a good evening. Shout out to Mr. Man Up. I feel like a family reunion up here, man. Crazy part is, I only fuck with y'all more than I fuck with my family, which is I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Could be a little bit of both. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Started as a bottom, now you here.
See,
Happy birthday, aren't you?
no, you're a terrible person. I want you to know that. You're a terrible person, J Bell. See, players fuck up. I mean, niggas want to keep their foot on them, man. Don't want to let them make it. It is what it is. All right, I got you. I'm gonna keep that one in the reserve. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. It'll be immaculate with every word you say from this point forward.
I expect nothing less, aren't you?
All right. But other than that, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Just got back home from fishing. Can't complain.
Okay. What you catch?
You know, caught a few bass.
Okay. I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna make an assumption because the question I was gonna ask, but I'm gonna say, is fishing happiness for you?
Yes, it is. It's true peace is what fishing is for me. Just getting away from everything and only focusing on that one thing at the moment.
Yeah, fishing can be a very serene activity.
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
Okay. Well, other than that, I'm gonna ask you like I'm asking everybody else. What is your definition of happiness, personally, as it applies to you?
To me, happiness is the ability to not let negative things affect you. And you only get to that point. You only get to that point by learning who you really are, what you're really about, and staying true to that. That's why they got a lot of unhappy motherfuckers running around this world.
Man, I agree. I think I think most people are miserable because most people don't take the time to figure out who they are. And shout out to Ken because he kind of made a reference to this last night when he was talking about who are you really. When you really ask somebody who they are attached to some materialistic thing or they're attached to some activity or whatever it may be. But who are you really? If all these other things were not forced upon you or you didn't have all these other people to copy, what would you really do? What would you really be? And I don't think most people have a real opinion. They just do the things they see everybody else doing and they wonder why they're miserable. But that's just my thought process on it. So,
Yeah,
so
I agree because
what?
I agree because chasing everybody else's idea of success or happiness is never gonna lead you to what you really want in life.
Yeah, I agree. So what about you? So you said it takes, you kind of figuring out who you really are. Is this a journey that you had to take personally?
Oh yeah, I mean, several times in life, it's something that you gotta constantly do, and it's like self maintenance, you know. And sometimes you break down, and you gotta rebuild yourself.
Yeah.
You know, for a long time, I was really solid in who I was, and getting into bad relationships and having things happen in life make you doubt yourself or question yourself,
Yeah.
or it makes you jump off your square and not be solid in your foundation. And if you look at it the right way and do that self reflection that's needed, you realize, oh shit, I'm off my square. Let me get back where I need to be and rebuild this foundation. And that's just what life is. You know, you got to do the work to get the product that you want out of it.
I definitely can relate to that. Wholeheartedly can relate to that. Okay. So kind of take a spin on it. So do you believe that you can measure happiness?
Mm, I don't think so because to me happiness is a state of mind.
Happiness statement. And the reason why I ask that is because, we talk about relationships often. We hear a lot of divorces in this country, and a lot of divorces are initiated by people who say they're no longer
Unhappy.
happy. Right, yeah.
Hmm.
So is it somebody else's job to keep you happy, or is it your job to keep someone else happy, or is that a job that an individual has to do themselves?
Yeah, it goes back to what I said in the beginning. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror first, and I feel like the people that claim that the person they're with is making them unhappy, I feel like you were never really happy before you got in that relationship, and you got in that relationship hoping that this person was going to be the fix for it,
Yeah. Okay.
and that's just not how this shit works.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah, I agree. You got a lot of people who have holes that they expect other people's voids that they expect other people to fill. When in
Hmm.
reality, you got to fill that yourself. Why don't you come to to the situation complete and find you another complete person instead of two motherfuckers with a bunch of empty souls trying to come together, hoping that they can fulfill each other's need. And they both end up being fucked up. So there's that.
I put it like this: if you throw a solid object in a black hole, it's still a black hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still a void. You know that whatever that object was disappears into the darkness. It's no longer, it ceases to exist. So, and so it could be two broken people together. You're just making a bigger black hole. And it could be a broken person with somebody that's happy with themselves. And all you're doing is breaking down that person that was happy and bringing him or her down to your level.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I do believe that people who are more stable, who try to, reach out and help those broken people they end up losing more often than they win. Every now and then you might hear that one story, but 9 times out of 10, you end up going from one fucked up person to two fucked up people. Speaking of fucked up
Yep.
people, Broderick's here. Okay.
Touche.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, do you have any other thoughts on happiness? Any other opinions?
Not really an opinion. I just want to encourage everybody else that's in the chat to go and seek their happiness and not look for what's making other people enjoy life. Find out what you want out of this thing called life, and chase it till you attain it.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Well, if you have nothing else to add, Mr. J. Mel, I would say that
No, I
was.
just want to say happy birthday, Honcho.
Thanks.
Maybe this weekend or next weekend or sometime this football season we can get together and watch these Texans play a game and have some drinks or something.
Yeah, that sounds good. I do plan on pulling up at least to a game or two this season. It has been. I don't think I've been back to a Texas game since I've been fucking with the Sauce on the cool because they've been bad. I got to think about it. I don't think I have. But yeah, I said.
Well, let me know what game you want to go to. I've been thinking about going to that Browns game for Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So
I think they was in the South talking about rocking with that one, and I know they was talking about that. I want to say it was another one. It might have been a Tennessee game, but yeah, I definitely let you know. Catch one. I think that'll be a good deal.
all right, that's a bad Honcho. Well, once again, happy birthday, man. I'm gonna let somebody else go ahead and call it.
All right, shout out to J. Mel, man. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you. You have a good evening.
All right, you too, man. Good.
Thank you, sir. Shout out to J. Mel. That was a good call. Other than the beginning, it was a good call. Man, so I told myself I was going to do a thing, but I don't know if I'm going to make it through that thing. It might be a very, very bad stream if I do. Because right now we've had, what was that, three callers? Three calls? I told myself I was going to take a shot per call this evening. But I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if that's smart, right? So I still owe one. And I'm like, maybe I don't need to do that. But let me see what y'all in this chat talking about. I've been trying not to read the chat too much because, I lose focus very quickly. Well, guess what? Y'all gotta wait again. All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hootie hoo! What up, G?
Dan, the motherfucking man with the plan. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Man, I'm out here, bro. I'm chilling, bro.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm going to say thank you, Mr. Dan. I appreciate the birthday love, sir. I genuinely do. Appreciate everything that you have been doing as far as just being a part of the channel, support the channel, just all around. I appreciate you, Mr. Dan.
Oh, yes, support black businesses. Yeah, man. I got you. Happy birthday.
Okay, well, let's
You already know, man.
Let's talk a little bit about happiness, Mr. Dan.
All right.
What is your definition, or how, as it applies to you? How do you define happiness?
Well, it's taken a while to come to that conclusion what would happy be to me, but the only thing I can think of, the only times I've been really happy in my life outside of, being a kid, when, I didn't have any responsibilities. Actually, no, that relates to this too, because contentment, being content with where you are right now and not feeling any need to, you don't have a need for more, essentially, Like if you're in a good relationship, you need to go find a side piece somewhere. That's for dudes and chicks. I ain't just narrowing down to one gender. Now, those other genders, I don't know how y'all rock, so good luck with that. No offense, just saying. All the neo-genders, Oh, I got political, I'm sorry. Anyway. But, yeah, when I was in a relationship one time, right when I joined the Navy, I thought it was a good relationship, so I was very content, When I was in Japan, like when I first got there before, I remember that I was in the Navy, like the first few months, it was I got to do on sightseeing, hiking. I was extremely content then. I wasn't looking to be in a relationship. I was looking to explore this new country and just see places, eat new foods and shit. And I did all that in a few months, So I was very content and I was extremely happy. And it's a place I always wanted to go. So that's like the times in my life I was very content when I was experiencing something new that I wanted to do, or I was in like a good relationship. I was very content. I didn't feel a need for anything else. And actually, and when you're a kid, you're content just like playing video games and running outside with your friends and shit. You know, someone's cooking something when you get home. So, you know, for those of us who had that luxury, I know some kids who grew up rough. It is what it is, you know. Just being content, that's happiness to me, being content. And that actually relates to something in Buddhism. Like Buddha says, one of the main places someone can achieve is like being content, because you don't have a need for anything else, like material wealth or anything else like that. You're happy. You know, essentially.
I might need to look into some of this Buddhism. See what they're talking about over there. I mean, I can agree with that. I think that is a good way of looking at it. I've still been trying to figure out my own definition. But I mean, when I look at it, the times I've probably been in the best state of mind is when you're content, because you don't have that feeling pulling you towards something else, that unnecessary, frivolous, you know, actions. I guess you could say.
Extra shit.
Yeah, because there'd be a lot of different things. So I agree with that. Okay. Do you feel like happiness can be measured?
Well, happiness it's an abstract idea, you know. So I don't think those can really be measured. I mean, you can kind of generalize it, like, I'm feeling really good right now. You know, I'm feeling good as a motherfucker. That's a high happiness to carry out. And I think it can be measured in just kind of like a descriptive sense, but like actual measurements, nah. And not like measuring water or measuring, you know, crystal meth or however people measure things. Like, those are quantifiable measurements. I know that was a random thing, I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't think you can measure happiness. You can kind of guess how you feel. But like Ms. Grace was saying earlier, that shit can change in a whim. So, you know, hey, you never know, man.
And the reason why I asked about the measuring happiness is kind of like I mentioned earlier, is that we live in a society where a significant number of relationships are ended, whether they're boyfriend, girlfriend, whether they're marriages. You know, marriage is definitely holding more weight. Simply because one partner may say, you know what, I'm no longer happy. Do you feel like an individual is responsible for another individual's happiness?
No, and hell no. I didn't get the name of the last dude who called, but he was absolutely right. Don't let some other motherfucker determine your happiness, because you're going to be a clinically depressed ass son of a bitch in a few months or a few weeks, and whenever this shit falls apart. Do not rely on anyone else for your motherfucking happiness. I learned that the hard motherfucking way. On some simp sucker ass shit. Just don't do it, man. I ain't telling you. I'm telling people who might be listening. Look, a person can help your happiness, but at the end of the way, I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's, except maybe your kids. I mean, yeah, there may be exceptions to the rule, man, but it's just like some little lovey-dovey, like, you know, schoolyard crush bullshit. Hell no, don't let some other motherfucker make you happy. Let that person, like, improve your happiness, but not be the foundation of it.
Yeah.
I sincerely recommend that. Because you're going to be a crying ass nigga like I was 2 years ago when somebody leaves you.
Yeah, that's good. And they can add to your happiness, but don't let them be the foundation. Okay.
Yeah, that's just how I feel, you know.
I mean, trust me. I think we've all been there at some point in time, you know, especially, you know, when we just trying to figure certain things out, or it may be, you know, we all have different stories, different situations we get into, so definitely, you know. You definitely don't want to make somebody else, because it's a fickle emotion, and it can change quickly. And
oh yeah,
you'll be very upset, especially when you're dealing with a very emotional group of people. But we ain't gonna talk about. We ain't pointing our fingers today. I'm trying my best not to be too biased today. I don't want to get attacked.
I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna get beat the last few days, so I'm trying to behave.
I feel you. I'm going to attribute that to Western society. That's how I look at it. That's just the nature of Western society. You know, for all the good, there's bad. You know, it's like people treat relationships like takeout. You know, I'm going to try this day, try this day. I don't like it, I'm going to take it back to the store. If motherfucker give me back my money, I'm going to shoot this bitch up. However y'all do it, you know. Yeah, man, happiness is very fickle. You're absolutely right, sir.
So, when you said you mentioned, you know, going to Japan and being able to travel and that being a thing that you wanted to do. Was there happiness in that sense of fulfillment, or was it just maybe the discovery of the different activities or the experience? Like, what do you think was the thing that actually made you more happy? The fact that you got to fulfill a dream, or just the experience itself?
A bit of both, man. Because I'm a nerd, right? So a lot of nerds watch anime and shit. Like going to Japan, that's some bucket list shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't intend to go to Japan. I was trying to actually change my job in the Navy because Navy is trash. It's worse now, but that's my experience.
Yeah.
Some of y'all might have enjoyed your time, whatnot. I know Sarah got a son that's a chief. Shout out to him. Man, it was rough for me though, man. But I'd say ended up in Japan. It was on some random type stuff, but just getting there alone was like, wow, I'm actually here. It's crazy. And then experiencing all things I wanted to experience and things I didn't think I'd like, but I loved, like going hiking in Japan was absolutely beautiful. And that's something I didn't expect I'd do, but I was in really good shape then and stuff. And I said, I might as well do some this Saturday, and spent 7-8 hours out there, man, just real nature shit, man. It was beautiful, man. But I also wanted to go to Tokyo, the Shibuya district, and walk around, see all the sights, get some authentic ramen, go to the big ass arcades and shit. Them arcades are amazing in Japan. They got all the fighting games on one row. They got a bunch of little vending machine games with the quad. That's the first floor. They got a bunch of gambling in one of the third floor. It smell like cigarette smoke the minute you walk in there. Motherfuckers losing their shirts, bro.
Yeah. Risking it all.
Oh yeah. I didn't go there. I was where the fighting games at,
Yeah.
and where that punch out game at. That's all I did, bro. Shit was on point, man. I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You got any other thoughts, any other feelings on happiness, just as it pertains to life?
Happiness can. What makes you happy can change, and sometimes that is the person you're with. I guess if how do you say this? When it comes to happiness and relationships, you got to go in with the right intentions, the right goals. I think if you're going just because you're bored, you don't want to sleep alone tonight. Oh, well, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be alone. That's the way I feel now. Is sometimes it hurts to be alone, but it's better to be alone and you can trust yourself than to be with somebody you don't know this motherfucker. I think that's a better option to be alone. Sometimes you just got to do this shit alone.
Yeah.
And find a way to be happy alone, and then you'll be more prepared to be happy in a relationship. Mm-hmm. And you can tell immediately when someone's not going to make you happy, and you leave that motherfucker before you're in there, you're too invested, before you got a kid, before you done married this motherfucker, before you done bought a house and co-signed this motherfucker on a car. All type of shit this motherfucker do. Man. Yeah, message, yeah. Thank you, Jamel. Yeah, message, yeah, brother.
I need to get a little gift for old buddy Papa did with that. When y'all start dropping that good game, just hit the little button message. But yeah, man, I agree with that. That's the key, and I guess I agree with you. Anybody who's listening, you have to find yourself first, and that's the problem. So many people don't. They go from either living with your parents or whatever you may get into a situation where you're gonna live with roommates. You always got somebody there. It's always somebody around. A lot of people don't ever take the time to live alone, discover what it is that they like on their own, re-examine their beliefs, why they believe the things they do, and if they really still believe those things, the activities they grew up participating. Do you really believe, and figure out what makes you happy. And like you said, then you'll be able to better gauge the people that you interact with. Because a lot of times, people are just looking for somebody to accompany them. Like you said, I don't want to sleep alone. I just want somebody to be here. They'll take any and everybody that turns into something toxic, abusive, or whatever. I don't know how I got here. You know how the fuck you got there. You didn't take some time to figure out your fucking self. And you just took on, whatever. And now you fucked up in the situation. So, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, man. That's basically all I got, man. You just try to learn how to be happy by yourself, man. That'll help a lot, man. Definitely.
All right. But Mr. Dan, as always, you come in, kick the dough in, sprinkle some gems for the people. Now, whether the people pick the gems up or not, it's free game. Now, whether they pick them up or not, I don't know. I guess that's on them. They got to figure it out. But, hey, you're definitely doing a service for the folks. So I appreciate it. Another great call as always, sir.
Hey, salute to you, brother. Happy birthday once again, man. And yeah, man, I'll call in when I can, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's always good to hear from you. I know you've been putting in a lot of work, so it's definitely good to hear from you, sir.
I appreciate it. Oh, one more thing. Something that I learned helped me out in terms of trying to discover what makes me happy and what doesn't. I think a lot of people need to do more of this. Be self-introspective. Like, analyze your actions. Like, why do I do these things? Like, why do I act this way in this situation? Because a lot of people just do things and don't think about why they do these things. You might have a conversation with somebody, you might accidentally interrupt them a lot. Like, why do I interrupt people a lot? I used to do that a lot. Actually, I probably still do that. Let me stop bullshitting. But I can catch myself from like, oh, I'll apologize, especially at work. Like when I'm talking about something I have a lot of interest in, I might interrupt, but I pull myself back more. Now I'm like, okay, I get you. And I just kind of nod my head, like, okay, let me not be rude. And I just caught myself like not interrupting nearly as much as I would have years ago. And I have a pretty good name at work in terms of being respectful and stuff. So I'm going to keep that up. Hopefully get some money out of this motherfucker.
Yeah. You feel me? Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. That self-evaluation, except being self-introspective, like it's a huge thing, and most people don't. Most people direct all of their attention outward. That's why they follow these fucking celebrities. They follow the TV shows, the music, because they don't think about why. And if most people would stop and think, well, why do I do it? Because I got it from some celebrity that I don't even fuck with anymore, or I don't even like anymore, or whatever. And then they'll realize how much of their life has been kind of put out there for them instead of them actually creating their own life. They've just been, following motherfuckers. You'll find yourself a lot happier if you kind of step back and say, okay, yeah, this is me and this ain't me. So, but yeah, definitely.
And at this point, see, I interrupted again. My bad on that.
No, you're good. No, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't even follow no motherfucker on these celebrities because, like, I remember watching a video about this. I think it was The Critical Drinker. He's like one of the guys that watched that, like, does a lot of pop culture analysis. And he said, like, there used to be a mystery about celebrities. Like, you ain't know everything about these motherfuckers. But when social media came out, everyone just spilled their thoughts out on in the public eye. And a lot of these motherfuckers, I didn't agree with on a lot of shit. And I like it. Just makes you rethink like certain comedians I used to watch and musicians you used to listen to and stuff like that. I'm like, man, fuck these motherfuckers, bro. Fuck them.
Straight up.
Turn that shit off.
Yeah.
Fucking Eminem is a cuck now. It's over, bro. The game is over, man.
Man, right?
That's one dude. There's many other ones. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'd have never thought Eminem would be the one with TDS. Like, I would have thought he had better things to do.
I guess Knight's busy doing BLM at the Super Bowl and shit. I mean, hey, look, it makes you happy, bro. Go ahead, bro. It makes you happy. Go ahead, bro. I mean, God bless him. That's all I can say.
Tis sad.
Yeah. Shit, a lot of people like that. I'm like, damn, bro. I thought y'all been like, okay, but okay. Yeah. I just shrug now, okay. Oh, John, I'm talking about Eminem. Eminem, bro, that dude, bro, I know what to say, bro. He's a great rapper, but, like, some of his personal views, I just fell off of him after, he said all the shit he's been saying. It's just depressing at this point. Yeah. But that's all I got, man. Fuck these celebrities. Do self-inspection. Don't jump to relationships unless you're happy with yourself. No. That's all I got, man.
Okay. All right. Well, shit, again, like I say, Mr. Dan, as always, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Miss Great Teen, shit. I appreciate it, too. And shout out to 12. That shit was funny, bro. All right, y'all. All right. You have a good night, man.
All right. You too, Dan, the man with the plan. I thank you for calling in, sir. And as always, I appreciate the conversation.
Okay, salute to you, brother.
Thank you. Shout out to Dan. Dan, the now civilian man with the plan. Look, Dan might be the hardest working man in the den. We used to think it was true because he was just driving all over the place, but he was just wasting gas and shit. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, it's Oh, happy born day.
Happy Born Day. Thank you, Miss Bell. How are you doing this evening?
hmm Doing good. Really thought about what you said about what happiness is to me, and I think that I heard somebody say once that it's fleeting. And before y'all think that I'm ambiguous or wishy-washy about it, I think sadness is fleeting too. We have moments of it, but it doesn't stay. Now I have a happy place. I love being at the beach. I have happy moments. My children being born, them graduating high school, my grandkids being born. But I think happiness just is different moments that we can put together. And just trying to not hold on to the happiness, but hold on to those happy situations.
Okay. So you say it's more like a series of occurrences that we can put together instead of just
Yeah.
a big solid existence or a feeling. So you feel like it's momentary.
For me, yes. It's sitting at the beach and just whether it's reading a book or having the family or going to the gym or completing a task that I've been putting off for a while. I mean, happiness is inner for me. It's not based on any one particular thing. I mean, the first time I went to the Boston Symphony Orchestra, it was just overwhelming happiness. But I never regained that because even going back the second time, I'd already done it.
Mm-hmm.
So you find different things that make you happy.
Okay. So you said it's fleeting. You said that it's
just not permanent.
So do you think that some people spend their time chasing happiness, chasing that feeling, if it's so fleeting?
I think that's one of the reasons that some people might be addicted to drugs because they're wanting to get that high, that like the first one, and it's never as good as the first one. And they're chasing or running away from what they need to deal with, whatever's going on in their day-to-day life. Now, do I think that 420 is bad? No, I don't. If you're doing it every day, every moment, yeah, that's bad. Do I think pain relievers are bad? No, but if you're doing them 24/7, that's bad. So, again, just my opinion of things.
What about cocaine? Is cocaine bad?
Oh, yeah.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Well, as you said that, people shouldn't do crack. Crack is a derivative of cocaine. It's a cheaper version.
Yeah, but if you're going to do the good stuff. You know?
Hell yeah, but it's okay, Grace. 420 is ganja.
Yes, 420 is smoking the chronic. Speaking of. Okay. So you said sadness is also fleeting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you had said. I was distracted.
Oh, no. I'm saying that you mentioned that sadness is also fleeting. Which one do you think lasts longer? Does happiness last longer or does sadness last longer?
Depends on which one you want to wallow in. People can choose to stay in one state of mind longer than the other. And some chemically can't. It's why they call it bipolar or manic depressive, because it's a chemical situation that they can't. But for the most part, we choose whether we're happy or not. We choose whether we're sad or not. And sometimes we choose to sit and wallow in the pity party bottom of the pool kind of thing until we're ready to get out of it.
So you feel like happiness is a choice?
I do. I think it's a series of choices. I don't think it's based on one particular action. It's moving towards something. It's being present in the moment, actually, not looking too ahead and not looking too behind, but staying in the moment. And interestingly enough, one of the things that brings me absolute happiness is doing genealogy. I've been doing it close to 15 years now. And, yeah, it's digging through records, it's documenting everything, it's this, that, and the other thing. But I'm putting my roots together so that I know where I came from, so I know where I'm going. That brings me happiness.
Okay. So, of all the things that you engage in, do what's the sole activity or individual or people, whatever it may, the number one thing that makes you happy above everything else?
Actually, there's two.
What?
There's actually two. One, driving,
Really?
and two, photography.
You
I've been
did
doing it
say
since
drive
I was about
fast,
14.
Okay. Do you
Started out
drive
on
and take
black and
pictures at the same time?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, good deal. I was gonna have to chastise you if you did.
No, my daughter gets
100%.
on me when I use the hands-free in the car with the for the phone. So go figure, right?
Hey, safety first, then teamwork.
Absolutely.
So what do you like? What do you like taking pictures of? What do you enjoy taking pictures of the most?
Actually, nature stuff, architectural designs, how lines are formed with houses, and the way sidewalks crack, the way grass will come up through on a cityscape. You know, finding different things in nature, not generally people. It's not to say that people aren't beautiful. It's just the fact that I'm capturing it where it's at and not having to manipulate it to get it to where I want it to be.
Okay, I understand that. So you like things as they are. So you find the beauty in things as is.
Yes, trying to find beauty in things as they are, correct. And it's not my place to upset nature, so I'm just trying to find the beauty in that. And that can make me happy.
So, if somebody offered you like a wildlife show on National Geographic, would you do something like that?
Shit, yeah, in a heartbeat.
Really? All right. I'm gonna start a wildlife show. It's gonna be called The Urban Jungles of America, and I'm gonna need a photographer to go to the hood and film all the loose pit bulls in the worst neighborhoods in America. So you're gonna have to cross MLK in every major city in America and film all the wild pit bulls, right? And we're gonna document each type.
Probably no less
category.
no less than the Serengeti with dealing with lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm a large man, so I think I can say it like some people wouldn't. I'll take my chance with one, maybe two pit bulls if it just came down to it getting backed into a corner. Not they can't be too well trained. Not the motherfuckers that be climbing up the wall 10 feet and doing flips off the wall. I'm just gonna lay down and just get chewed up. But you give me two like average pit bulls up to like 125 pounds each, I think I got them right. But
Okay.
you put me in the fucking Serengeti, and I'm not gonna make it. I got about 32 minutes for it's a wrap for me. You know what I'm saying? Like lions and shit. I'm not. They got claws and they got teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you always said you weren't a
with a
cat
giraffe.
person.
Yeah, I don't want no beef with the giraffes. That they fucking. You ever seen what a giraffe does with their neck? That'll fuck you. I think I take the urban jungle over the Serengeti 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I probably would too, because the amount of shots that you need to go down to Africa or over to Africa is unbelievable. The inoculations. There's
Are
a
you
list
saying
of-
African people carry diseases, Miss Bell? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, okay. Actually, what it is it prevents us from. It's like cross contaminating.
So you're saying Africans are contaminated?
No, Americans are contaminated, and we're not going to be giving them things that we have either.
What do we have?
A whole lot of shit.
I agree with that. Okay.
I mean, why do you think we have the CDC?
To lie to us. But that's a whole nother conversation. So you said you like driving as well, right? Mm-hmm. So what kind of driving? Do you like just driving the scenic route just to get out, Let the windows down, let the top down, put your wind in the hair, in the air. Not the
Kind
wind in
of.
the
I
hair.
think it
Yeah.
it kind of came from when we were kids. It was one of the few places that we would chill out. My parents would just take us out on a Sunday drive. We didn't always know where we were going. We just kind of went and just explored wherever it was, whether it was somewhere local or somewhere out of the area. And we always used to go on different drives. And so I just find it calming. Do I drive fast? Yeah. And as a matter of fact, my grandmother at 72 got her first speeding ticket, and it's only because she didn't know the trooper that was in town.
She
So I
got her
come
first ticket
from,
at 72.
yep,
Oh,
and it's only because she got caught.
That you learned to drive from?
Nan had a lead foot. Bless her.
Okay.
But I have to say, since I've had kids, that's definitely toned down. Take another sip.
So you no longer drive the little red
Recklessly?
Corvette way? No.
Not as habitually, no.
Okay. What calmed you? Said the kids calmed you down?
Living in the country and dealing with southern drivers, I mean, they will literally stop in the middle of the road, have their blinker on, and wait 5 minutes before taking a left or a right.
This is true.
And when you're on a country road, you're doing 50, which is the speed limit is 55, or you're doing whatever, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it just, yeah. But yeah, I used to be able to drive in and out of Boston traffic, no problem.
The mean streets of Boston.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, do you feel like there is a way to accurately measure happiness?
No. I think it's fluid. It's probably one of the few times I'll ever use that word because it's going to be so individual to everybody. I know it's ambiguous, but it also comes with that experience. You can have a super awesome experience that leaves you filled with happiness, or you can have an experience that just is shitty. And we choose the mental photo album of which memories and happy moments and sad moments that we want to keep. And generally, when we allow the overwhelming sad ones, it causes depression. Not to say that other things don't, but it's a good reason.
Okay. So the reason why I asked that, and kind of the same reason I presented to the gentleman callers before,
Dan,
is that
yep.
there is a large group of people in America who, in relationships, who split with their significant others only for a reason such as they're no longer happy. Do you feel like it is up to someone else to manage another individual's happiness?
Absolutely not. It's my responsibility whether I choose to be happy in the relationship or not. They can't make you anything. They can influence your happiness or sadness because they're either putting their toxic shit on you or they're bringing you lots of light and love. But how we process or how I process it is my responsibility. And as we've said, I was in a long-term marriage and relationship, and was I always happy? No. But did I walk away because I was happy? No. Because I knew that there would be a time then it'd be happy again. You know, and I could see if somebody was nothing but miserable, then it might be time to walk away. However, we all have to check ourselves for what our happiness level needs to be. I guess that's pretty much all I got tonight. Anything else?
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Absolutely cool. I like it that way. Well, I hope you have an absolute wonderful birthday. You know I'll be in the Discord afterwards. And try to remember, as we get older, hangovers can come a little quicker.
What? Hangovers? You gotta pre-prepare for the hangover. I ain't gonna go that hard, but maybe this weekend. Who knows? I don't even think I'm really gonna celebrate like that. Honestly, it's like another day. But hey, it's like a place marker, if you will. But
There you
thank you,
go.
man.
That's knowing your level.
Well, thank you, Miss Bell, and I will look forward to chopping up with you in the Discord this evening after the stream.
All right, good night.
No, good night, Miss Bell. Shout out to Miss Bell. I'm definitely like 2 or 3 shot calls behind, so yeah, I don't even know how that's gonna work. I'm probably not gonna catch up on that, but we'll try. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Happy birthday, my G. I'm Shammy. Happy birthday, Yummy.
Mr. Ken, thank you very much. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing good. Just got home from the gun range, so I'm feeling a bit damped. Like I want to
Okay. Hey, well,
shoot.
they had gun ranges out there where they be acting sometimes. Okay.
Well, not in New York, in
Oh,
Jersey. You have to
oh,
drive.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's
they
that's
don't have those.
unfortunate. How far is Jersey from you?
Well, I'm right here on the tip of the George Washington Bridge. So, I mean, the gun range is like a 15-minute, 20-minute drive, depending on traffic. But Jersey, from my house is like what, 7 minutes?
Okay, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's everything's really close.
Okay, cool.
How are you doing on your 50th birthday, my guy?
50th. 50. I
Yeah.
have been given several numbers today. 50th is by far the
Oh, this.
highest. Terrible. Terrible. Good grief.
I
That's bad.
age
I take a
everyone,
shot to
so don't feel bad.
It's all good. It's all good. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Listen,
Um,
yeah, I
I'm
don't
sorry.
care. I said I keep forgetting my age, so that's how much I care about it. Only way I can figure it out is if I do the math.
Yeah. I'll add a number, add a year, subtract a year occasionally. I forget myself.
Oh, okay. I mean,
But I think I
whatever
know where
floats
I'm
your.
at now. Yeah, I'm there now. I don't think I can do too much more subtracting. Um,
Oh, well, I mean,
so I'm sorry.
as long as your body feels, young.
Yeah. I feel great.
Yeah,
I feel young at heart.
yeah, that's all that matters. Your body and say your spirit feels. That's what I go by. So I don't really go by. I mean, unless you're dating someone that's underage then, or in their 20s. I believe dating someone in their 20s as anyone over 30 is appropriate.
Man, that's a very interesting concept. Like, I feel like adult, legal, you do whatever you do. I'm not gonna judge anybody into what they're into, what they got going on, as long as you got two consenting adults doing what they're doing. But me personally, could not do it. Could not entertain a relationship with somebody in their 20s. Like, I wouldn't even want to fuck around with somebody in their 20s. Like,
Right.
at this point in my life, because it's something wrong with them. Yeah, I don't know. It's just in the entire generation. There's no curing it. They just ain't right, and I don't got time to deal with it. So yeah, no, I feel
Fact.
you on that one.
That's a big
But
fact. There's nothing we can pretty much relate to. I don't think.
yeah,
We're
it's,
just
it's, it
two
is.
different, separate, different groups of people. These people now are like a whole nother breed of human. So
I agree. I agree.
we
Shout out
don't, we
to
don't.
Big Ron and Vincent. I'm sorry.
I'm saying like people now call uh, Ice Spice a goat. I mean, they called the whisper
What?
goat. Yeah, they're calling the goats. They're the goats.
Ice
I'm big
Spice.
Ice Spice. Yeah, I call her Spice Rack. Spice Rack.
How many songs does this person have?
I only know Munch. That's all.
I've never heard. Only reason I even know who Ice Spice is because of her mama. And because somebody was sharing a
Right.
picture, I think of her compared to her mama, I was like, damn, the mama looked better. So, other
Yeah, the
than
mom.
that, like, if she didn't have a unique appearance to her, I probably couldn't tell you what she really looked like. You know what I'm saying? So
He's an industry
that's
queen.
crazy. No,
He's
no,
definitely industry
her-
queen like everybody else. I feel like.
yeah, I
Oh,
think it's a
lady.
good bit of those. I feel like all the female rappers that are mainstream right now are plants because
Industry queen.
it's malarkey.
Well, I feel like both them and the men, they're all industry queens. Like they're, if you think about the Kendrick Lamar and who people call J. Cole, I don't really care for too much. Well, I don't listen to rap anymore anyway, but when I did, at least he's more safe, um, not pushing a lot of violence and all that stuff from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I respect that. All the other stuff, 99.9% male rap is and sexual deviant,
I
and
agree with that.
uh, and then the women is sexual deviant.
Yeah.
They're coochie, money, dating. You know, it's all to push people to go literally one way.
You're
Uh,
absolutely correct about that. I agree with you on that. It's all
yeah,
trash.
yeah.
It's all
But I
trash.
slow music, jazz, gospel. That's it. I don't really listen to music like vulgar language anymore. I stopped that um, early this year.
Yeah,
So I was topical.
yeah, that's definitely something we got to talk about on one of the more. Because I've been saying we're gonna do a supernatural kind of more esoteric conversation today, but we definitely have to discuss how the music impacts people. I was talking to somebody about that earlier. You know, that stuff it spells. Those are incantations. When you're repeatedly saying those things over and over, those are affirmations. So you're reiterating it in your mind. People think, oh, it's just a song. It's just catchy. It ain't, you know. No, you are training yourself to embrace that manner of thinking when you continuously
Right.
repeat those lines. Subconsciously, you're doing it. You're opening yourself up. It might not be that one song that turns you, all the way out into what you. The more you listen to that type of stuff, the more you open your mind up into accepting that sort of behavior. And then next thing you engage in stuff you know you wouldn't do otherwise.
Facts. Bro, did you see the what's his name? The afternoon. His name is The
Mm-hmm.
Weekend, but I call him the afternoon.
Oh, the
Um
weekend. What happened?
he at one of his concerts, you know how they have like the LED screens in the back that, features visuals and stuff while they're rapping or performing.
Mm-hmm.
In the background he had some visuals playing in the intermission, and like it was like a split second. Uh, he had flashed the word Satan in all red, bold print, but it was very fast. You had to pause it or put it in really slow motion in order to see it.
Hmm.
And I Google how fast images get stuck into your subconscious. I forgot how fast it was, but it's really, 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 really fast. That it's
Yeah.
there. Once it's in there,
Mm.
you know. And
Yes.
this with the Uzi guy, like he told people at his concert, like, y'all going to hell with me. Like everyone was like, no, no. He was like, what do you mean? You guys repeat my lyrics repeatedly. Like
Mm-hmm.
you guys, I'm telling you, like you're going to hell with me. Accept it. I was like, wow. Like he told them at a concert.
Yeah, I think I seen a little clip. I didn't see the whole, extended part of it. I remember I saw something about him saying, y'all are going to hell with me.
Yeah, it's
That's crazy.
crazy. And people still continue to listen to him, even with all the the upside down crosses, the demonic eyes, the people in what gets me is like quote unquote church people who like are big time Christians. To me, most are going to hell anyway because it's not even they don't. That's the whole story. But they listen to people like that, and then they go to church on Sunday and say, "God, forgive me for my sins," and then they're back good until Monday.
Matter of fact, you know what about that Ice Spice person? I did see something, I think yesterday or the day before, saying she had the number one trending video, and it
Yeah,
was called Demons.
yeah,
And it's a bunch of people dressed up as demons, running around crazy. Who was the guy? Sam Smith. He came out as a real
yeah,
wholesome character initially, right?
yeah.
And
Oh,
then now he's daddy doing dirty in the body shop and acting unholy. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like even if you are a doubter, you have to look at certain things and just and wonder. Even if you don't think all of them are doing, why is it so prevalent in this industry that people behave in this manner? Why is it so prevalent in this industry that these type of activities continue to go? There's only so many people in this industry. Why is it so heavy? But it is what it is. People gonna they like it makes them feel good. In their minds, it's harmless. They don't want to let certain things go, and I get it. But you have to
Bro,
accept that hey, you are participating in those activities. Either hey, and I know when I do it, I say I know I'm doing things that are not beneficial for me, and I see how it interacts, how it changes my behavior, how I respond to certain things. Or yeah, it definitely does have an impact.
bro, like back when we were younger, the whole demonic imagery, it used to be like in the
Yeah.
shadow. Like you would have to pay attention very hard and assume. But bro, now they got the whole Sam Smith, his whole VMA performance the other year. I didn't even know dude like demonic on the people. Like I never, rocked with him. Was I don't, I don't. You know how I feel about that whole, you know. But um, yeah, um, at the VMAs, he did a whole freaking satanic thing with a transgender lady,
That's
and it,
that was a transgender lady.
bah, she was transgender.
I ain't even watched like I saw like little clips of the thing. I seen you. They were talking about Sam Smith, but I ain't even paid. I didn't. I was like, wow, okay, so he definitely went. Okay. Hey,
Bruh, he
whatever.
was transgender, and Nicki Minaj came out with a song and video with the same transgender this year. This year,
So,
yeah, yeah, this year. Now,
all right.
I mean, why you ain't? I don't rock with all that mess anyway. I don't care too much for Nicki Minaj anymore after she went in a not so good way. But if you're gonna rock with the LGBT stuff like in public, at least pull a black person up. Don't pull a white person up that already got the leverage to pull themselves up. With the connect. Pick up little football saucy. You know what I'm saying? Pick up one of the black ones. Why you have to get the white one who already gonna get access anyway? That's my only gripe with that. All in all, I don't like it in its totality because it's like a whole demonic stuff. But it's in everyone's face. Everyone's wearing red. Even like Rihanna's Super Bowl performance, like everyone's wearing red now. Like it's a thing.
So you don't think it's just because everybody's a bunch of bloods?
I mean, they might pay the Bloods, to get their protection when they go into different places from being robbed. I don't know. But I definitely don't. I think it's because of demon stuff and maybe the Hollywood agenda. Like, hey, if you do this, we'll give you X, Y, and Z. Like,
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stop you right there because we are off track a little bit. I do want to because we can take this conversation because you
right.
started talking about something. So if you can, Joe, we'll talk about it in the Discord. But I wanna get on a happy note. We're having a happy stream tonight. So I want to
Happy,
ask you, Mr. Ken, what is the definition of happiness as it applies to you?
Okay. Can I just say something really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I forgot who said it, but I forgot the guy up there who came up here earlier today, this evening. He said about men. He brought up the whole men loving more or something like that. And he brought up the whole men dying for you, then that means they love you more. Like, what nigga you know dying for a woman? Nigga. Now, like, what nigga do you know that's out here dying for their woman? Exactly. It's not a thing.
I think that,
Not,
you know, men who are husbands will, you know, if put in the situation, be willing to die for their wives. I can't necessarily speak on the situation personally. So, you know, I mean, it's hard to respond. But
right.
what I can say is just that I think that, you know, I think that there are more men who are willing. They just don't necessarily get put in those situations. Hopefully, but there are plenty that do. But you know, they end up dying, and it's kind of a non-story because, you know, especially in our community, we don't like to talk about when it's self-inflicted situations, when that's the real problem that we're dealing with. So a lot of those stories get, you know, pushed to the wayside. A lot of that stuff happens, but again, you know,
Oh, I ain't
what was it?
talking
It was some
I'm
shit.
talking
There's
about
some shit happened in
selfless.
Houston not that long. Hmm?
I'm talking about selflessness, like on some hero. I ain't talking about the girl started something and she called the baby daddy because she's the one who did it. I ain't talking about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
You,
that's
you,
like
you, t-
regular life in
you talking
Niggerville.
about a nigga? You talking about a nigga like climbing into a burning building for a broad or some shit?
I did see that happen. He did it for his two daughters, and he was a nigga. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, my G.
They out. I'm saying they out there. We just don't, you know, because again, negativity spreads faster than positivity. So a
Right,
situation like that where he did good, that might stay local to a city. You might find it on a pro positive Facebook page. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But other than that, nobody's gonna talk about it. But let it be. Nigga was jumping out the window because his wife came home early and she was cheating, and the baby daddy walked in and all that. This shit gonna go on it's gonna be viral. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow night in the den. Like that, it's
Right.
gonna spread like wildfire. So I mean, there's a lot of good people out there, but those stories don't get no place. Nobody likes to talk about that because then people have to gauge themselves against the character of those individuals. You know what I'm saying? And a
Right.
lot of people don't like to do that. You know, they want to be real with themselves. Look, I'm not. Yeah, the possibility of me jumping into a burning building for some random motherfuckers, it's not going to happen. Now, for
Oh,
my family, if I think it's a feasible situation, that's a different thing. But I don't have two daughters to go jump into a burning building for, so I can't say that I'm going to do that, right? So, you know, my T Jones, yeah. Other than that, you know, it might be a few here and there in between, but it's not too many motherfuckers. So yeah, let me go da 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 da, and you know, go save them. So.
that's puppy power. Look,
Yeah.
I'm sidetracked, but I do got a gripe with you for not touching on the Tyler Perry comment, but I'll say that for another day.
Man, you know what? You know what? And I'm glad you reminded me. I'm mad I actually forgot because I had bookmarked something because I didn't get to
Yeah,
watch it, but I kind of got the gist of it. I said I wanted to come back and watch it because it
yeah,
was something I did want to get into. So I'm
you
actually
ain't
glad you
forget.
mentioned
Look, all the niggas and that's a viral clip that most women pages are talking about. Niggas ain't touching on it, because it would have to be some admittance to not being
that.
on
Look,
the level that
look, look. Tyler Perry got on by acting like a black woman. We don't care about what that nigga talking about.
Right, right, right. See, you got to discredit because he's letting niggas know they ain't SHIT. Period. And that's what niggas do. But hey, I don't expect nothing more. But to answer your question, happiness to me is freedom. It's freedom to do whatever I want in the scale of not harming anyone. but it's freedom to live the way I want without the rules, societal ideals, expectations, guidelines. It's freedom. And that is a big thing that many black men don't have. Well, they choose not to have because the expectations and the rules of society and then the extra set of rules put on themselves from other black men and then from other black women. Like you
Mm.
gotta pause after every like you can't even eat bananas. Like you can't say a sentence without saying pause or forgetting to say it without like you can't even do regular stuff without second guessing or without feeling like you're going to be shamed. Human things. You can't even cry, you know, freely and without fear in your mind that you're going to be joked on or picked apart or think less than. These are simple things that so many black men don't have and choose not to have. So freedom means a lot to me because I fought tooth and nail to obtain it. And it's a sacrifice that many, like especially men, aren't willing, specifically black men, because a lot of other races of men, they don't have to you know, it ain't that big of a deal for them like that. But speaking of black men, it's a lot of sacrifices that we just aren't willing to take. And one of those sacrifices is relinquishing the need to be validated by other niggas and
I
accepted.
agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. I absolutely do agree with you on that. I definitely
So
100%.
so that means a lot to me, and that contributes to part of my happiness. Um, Reaching to another stage of my happiness is doing things I actually enjoy doing that find pleasure doing. I said I just came from the gun range. I find pleasure shooting things. You know, I love shooting. I love writing. I love reading. Like those are things I love to do. Engaging with strangers on the street. I like doing that. I love people watching. I love staring at people and just analyzing what's in their mind and what they're about to do and what kind of traumas they've lived through and what type of life they're going to go home to. Like, I love analyzing people and just studying people. And that stuff brings fulfillment, and meaning to life, like purpose. A man without purpose, to me, is a miserable man. Miserable. Miserable. You have to be fulfilling your purpose in some way, shape, or form. I believe most of our God given purposes or assignments, what you want to call it, I believe it's in some type of a selfless area of servicing others in some type of way. Like I just, my baby's mother, my gosh, wait, my brother's baby's mother, she moved and I'm uh, doing my niece's room and like bought the whole bed and everything, desk and like I find pleasure in doing that. It brings joy to me to help bring joy to others, giving people who sell flowers on the street. Typically, little Mexican people be on the street selling flowers in New York. On the way to the airport, wherever there's traffic, you're going to see some Mexicans selling flowers or fruit here in New York. And when I see you out here trying, they be having the little SA kids out there, little SA kids out. Hey, little SA. Um, let's say, look, Jesus out there selling fruit and stuff. It's set up real nice. I give to them because they're doing something. They're doing something. They're not just, standing outside begging. They're doing something, So I give. I don't even take from them. I just give like donations. That to me brings happiness. And um, I just believe that the whole relationship stuff, it's a crack of bull crap. The whole my other half, my better half, he makes me happy. I think that's all stupid. And I think it's all weak. No one should make you happy. Now, they can add to your plate of happiness, but no one should make you happy. The same way no one should make you lose your anger. That's all you're doing. No, you can choose to get angry because of whatever reason, but that's your decision and your choice. No one makes you do that. Even if you're protecting yourself, you chose to protect yourself, you know. So, I mean, that to me is happiness, along with what you guys spoke about earlier is um, knowing yourself, like what we talked about last night, that plays a big part. And once all of that is, discussed and thought through, and like you find your purpose, start walking in that and obtaining goals, that makes me happy when I feel like I've obtained something I've wanted to do. But also practicing gratitude. I've moved in a stage of gratitude a couple years ago. I'm I literally speak out loud on what I'm thankful for or write it down. And I keep speaking it, keep writing until I can't think of anything else. So you can imagine it will be probably an hour like, before, but I keep going. Like, I mean, from hot water, from like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that no one contaminated New York's water to the point where we can't use it. My gosh, I'm not trying to take bird baths every day. I'm trying to take bird baths. And you're trying to take baths in bottled water. You know what I'm saying? Like a toilet. Can you imagine life without a toilet? My gosh.
It's not good.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not as fresh.
Right. Definitely not as fresh. We'll be pooping in buckets and stuff. Like that's not hot. You know. So, I mean, I just think of everything: air conditioner, stove, microwave, like everything. And just keep going and going and going, and then like you realize, like, wow, like I really have to, because there's somebody or some people out there who don't have these things, and some of them are happy as well without those things. Um, Finland is the number one happiest country in the world.
Why do
Um,
you think that is?
well, from what it said, one, this is their sixth year in a row. After that, I believe it's Denmark. The Netherlands is like number four, I believe. But it
You
talks
think it's because they're
about,
all white?
yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, they're all white. Uh, but from what they explained that because of their social support system, their income, their health, their, when I mentioned freedom, their generosity. They also mentioned a big one was like absence of corruption, and all of that combined, is what they said is why they're the most happiest country in the world. Which I can, I can dig it. I can understand. But I'll leave with this so people could get on it. I'll leave with one. Americans on average has aren't as happy as they were in the 90s. Yeah, the happiness scale of Americans dropped since the 1990s. It says that on a scale of 1 to 3, with one being not too happy, 3 means very happy, that Americans give themselves an average of 2.1 on the happiness scale, which is significant from the 90s. But I just leave people with like someone said, like, get to know yourself. I believe you said it earlier. So that's gonna come from being secluded. Don't be afraid to go into what people would call you yourself being selfish. Not in the negative that people say it, but be selfish meaning take an era, what I call an era. And that's not a day, a week, or a month, maybe not a year. An era. It's your season uh, doing you and taking care of you and nourishing you and pleasing you and digging up you and finding you. Like, and just make it like your era. Do whatever you want to do. Go create your list of things to do in life and just start checking them off. Like, also let go of fear. Let go of fear. Let go of all these fears that are holding you back. Fear of rejection, fear of, you know, people, fear of death, number one. That's like number uno. Don't fear death. It's okay. We're not gonna go.
Yeah,
It's okay.
y'all gonna clock out.
Yeah, we all going look, we all gonna, like you said, fear. You know what I'm saying? And like take care of yourself, like find your hobbies, and someone mentioned um inner observation, like mindfulness. 'Cause that's that's what's gonna help bring about, strengthen your muscle for common sense. Someone brought that up last night, common sense, you know. Um set your goals and give back to others and like try to write down like when you're happy, write it down like why are you happy? Keep tabs of these moments and you could down to the nitty gritty of what makes you happy, what's maybe different from you and from others. And I can also say what helped me was take other people and just look at people as people. And that includes your mother, your siblings, your partner, everybody. Just take them all. Because when niggas have titles, like sometimes them titles can block the truth because of the title. I'm your this, so I can do that. I'm your this, so you gotta let this slide. No, take them off. You just look at people, as spirits, as beings, and judge them off of that. Okay. That's all I have. Just want to say happy birthday to you, bro. Happy 50th birthday, whatnot. Um,
See, messed up. See, I'm gonna have to. I'm
huh?
gonna have to get some Botox. If I'm looking 50, I'm gonna have to go get some Botox or something. I'm gonna have to go tighten up. Do
Look,
what
go,
all the hip people doing nowadays.
yeah,
Nah, I'm
get your
cool, man.
Botox, get your fillers, get your Ozempic shot. You know,
No, no, no,
go
motherfuckers
ahead,
clocking
get it
out.
off.
All right, motherfuckers, kidneys falling out. Fuck with them Ozempic shots and shit.
Yeah,
That shit.
go ahead, try Ozempic. Go ahead, get your BBLs and get your lipo like Kanye and them and Funkmaster Flex. Go ahead, get your light and Drake. Go ahead, get your lipo and your ab sketches and look, do everything you want to do. You only got one life, one body. Make it count. You know. But I didn't know how to send like any money through the super chat, so I sent the cash app. I don't know if I sent it right. I don't usually do cash app, but just wanted to send a little something, get yourself a little drink. You know what I'm saying? A little drinky drink, a little smoky smoke. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Look,
Well,
look, little, you know, little drinky drink, little smoky smoke. You know, but happy birthday again, my bro. Good
I think.
conversation.
Well, if you do have some time this evening, I would like to continue that conversation we were kind of getting into earlier about the things that are going on in the entertainment industry. You know what I'm saying? If you got some time, actually slide by the Discord because that's definitely a conversation of interest
But
that I definitely
oh,
like to get into.
and that's a big. That's like, yeah. I have a lot to say about that. I'm pretty sure I could learn a lot too. But yeah, I'm gonna slide in there. I was in there last night, but you know what I'm saying. It didn't work out too well.
Yeah, I was in there for a second. I kind of tapped out a little early last night.
Yeah, I did a little wrestling tap out move myself. You know, end up falling out per usual. Tell me like once I get them snacks, it's a wrap. So I ain't gonna eat the snacks tonight. I'm gonna try to stay up and whatnot.
Well, that's good. Well, I'll be hoping and looking forward to talking to you. Because, like I say, it sounds like you got some stuff to say, some things I definitely like to share. Might not be all suitable for the YouTube right now, but definitely I think we can have a good
Yeah,
conversation about that.
yeah. I don't want to mess up your YouTube. So have you out here looking like fresh and fit. So you know, I don't want to have you
Terrible,
out. Yeah,
terrible,
but broke, busted.
terrible, terrible. Mm. But
We
I
never
see,
talked
Logan, I
about that.
appreciate
I
about
need to
Fresh and
have
Fit,
your
man.
opinion. Huh?
I don't know what exactly happened with them, but I was never really a fan of Fresh and Fit. They were always kind of weird to me. Like I know a
Yeah.
lot of people like. I mean, yeah, you can make valid points about certain stuff, but I don't know. It just I don't like. It gets to the point where you're expressing points, and then there's a point where it seems like you want this vengeance to it. Like so, I don't know. It's just something different. Like my boy KS was playing with it. Like I fuck with him. He did it in his own way, but like there's just something off about them nigga. I just never got into their content. Not that I don't like it, not that I prefer like they shit when I see some of their guests or something, but when it's I don't even know their names. When it's fresh and or fit, um, like it's not my cup of tea. So, I always thought there
Well,
was kind of some
I'm
weirdos.
good to hear that. It's good to hear that. You know, you ain't too far gone that you rocking with unfresh and unfit. You know.
No, but see, here's
Uh,
my thing. Like, I'm not necessarily a red pill type of person. Like, there are points, there are things they say that I do agree with, but then I do believe that men have to take a certain responsibility. You have to accept a woman at her nature. You know a woman's nature. You're expecting her to change, especially these modern women. So you either, you deal with it and you correct it and you get it right, or you find the one who's gonna fit, the mold of what you want, or you don't. Like I think it's gotten to the point where it's a little bit like we complain and we talk about stuff, but we are having that same conversation over and over again. It's a point where
fact,
when do you start acting and when do you start when
fact,
you really get out there in the real world, it's not the same shit the internet niggas is talking about. So that's what
fact,
people I encourage people to get out there and live. Like you said, being yourself. Being yourself is gonna get you so much further than acting and following instructions from if
fact,
just be yourself with confidence, and that's the goal, that's the game plan, that's the secret code, and say what the fuck you want. That's it. Like literally, say what the fuck you want. If you do those
literally,
three things,
yep,
you gonna
yep,
win. It's that simple. It's
that's
really that
right.
simple. So
Folks try to counsel you all in whatever their way of doing it. You know, let them do what they gonna do. They ain't gonna get far because if you true to yourself, like Kanye, he true to himself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna break Kanye like that because he's like Fuck you, nigga.
yeah, you know
Like
what I'm saying.
I'm gonna do me regardless, and I'm gonna make money and throw it in your face. You know. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I ain't gonna hold it up too long. But happy birthday, my G. I'm gonna
I appreciate it.
try to slide in the cord this and whatnot. And
All right.
a wrap.
Well, that's a bit, man. I appreciate the love and I appreciate the support. And again, another great call, Mr. Ken. I look forward to chopping it up with you real soon.
Thank you, my G. Take care.
Yes, sir. All right, you too. Have a good evening.
You as well.
All right, all right. So, a little bit past the time, so you know what that means. I'm going to drop the link to the Discord in there. I always tell y'all, you know, look, y'all know the rules. Beat me there, don't meet me there. You know, again, I love each and every one of y'all. I appreciate you, each and every individual, for your own thing. Some of y'all I've interacted with more, some of y'all I've interacted with less, but if you would consider yourself a regular, then I'm pretty sure I consider the same thing. And I definitely have a spot. Some of y'all got smaller spots, some of y'all got bigger spots, but I got a spot in my heart for each and every one of y'all. Shout out to Vince, shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah Lou, shout out to Big SS, shout out to Art. Who else did I miss? Ty Baker in the building. Roger, Roger's here. Who else did I miss? If I miss you, I promise I ain't this. It's nothing but love, man. You know, we like to come in the den. We like to talk a little shit. We like to do our thing. The den is an unsafe, safe space. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can't say shit out in the world anymore. Like, you can't be honest. But you can come in here and speak your mind. The thing that I love about it is because, and I guess it's hard for people to comprehend these days, because I'm truly a believer in people being able to speak their mind, right? And I'd rather know exactly how you feel about something than be misled into believing you think something is one, you know, you think one way, but you're really, but in fact, if you're a racist, if you're a sexist, if you're a misogynist, you know, if you're a misandrist, you know what I mean? I'd rather know that. And I don't have an issue having a conversation, because we can have an outright honest conversation. I know who I'm dealing with, right? And so I put myself out the same way. You say no, shout out to what happened, what I missed. And so, you know, my thing is just that that's what I love about the den, is that I don't care who you are. I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you're from, unless it's Dallas. Then we got to talk a little bit. But we can come in here and speak our minds. And the thing is, people are going to stand on their 10. People are going to, you know, express themselves as they are. People come in here, they learn. Some people come in here and teach. Some people, you know, absorb. Some people just, you know, add in a little 2 cents. Some people give you a different perspective on things. You know, some people, like I said, it's so much going on. I've learned personally from each and every one of you who I would say is a regular, who came in and, you know, participated actively, and actually have time to get to know you. Because I said everybody has a value, something that they've contributed in one way or another to the conversation, to just the community. And it's what makes this thing such a beautiful thing. So, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I truly do. I thank y'all all for being here. I thank y'all all for being a part of this community. Michelle, there's a few reasons why I wouldn't want to learn how to Dougie from you, but we're not going to get into that on the live stream tonight with the little pudding. But, I fucks with y'all, man. I do. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. But we're talking about happiness real quick. Say real quick before we get out of here. So I was thinking as we were talking, right, about happiness. What is your happiness? What makes you happy? How do you gauge happy? I think, you know, I know the den makes me happy, right? Because I've realized that this has been my therapy over the years. I was thinking today, like I said, you know, what makes you happy? What is it? When I first kind of started doing this streaming stuff, it was still relatively soon after some traumatic things, right? And I realized I'd never ever really talked to anybody about those things. I've never, not anybody in person, not anybody that, you know, I'm close to, never talked to anybody about it. But I've came in here and I've vented a lot of things, and it's helped me deal with a lot of things. It's helped me get certain things off my chest, maybe sometimes directly, sometimes maybe subtly through conversation, through various discussions. And sometimes the conversation may be something that I am dealing with. So I'm speaking on it in a way because it's something that I'm going through or something that is going on or something that, is pertaining to what's going on in my life at the time. And cause conversations, discussions. Sometimes y'all say stuff that I find very helpful, right? And maybe there's other people who are going through things, but there's other people who are dealing with things as well, and maybe they find them helpful. That's why I like to have certain conversations. That's why I've been more so getting away from and not to say we won't talk politics because politics are a part of life, right? There are things that are going to occur that we need to discuss. But talking about more relatable life situations that some of us are going through, some of us have been through, some of us will be going through. Some of us may have yet to experience. But I appreciate y'all, man. Let's just to say it like that. So again, Discord. I'm gonna put the link in here one more time for you. I appreciate that, y'all. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Miss Grace. Thank you, Miss Bell. Right, J. Bell, I feel you, man. Say any man that puts his wife in movie or host so you beat up an old woman, hey, shit, that's terrible. Let me see. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. We're gonna get a Discord again. Yeah, if you're in a Discord, you need some help. Trust me, we can folk love to help each other in Discord. So I'm finna click the button. I'm just telling you I'm finna click this button. Oh, I forgot to do this. I'm working on trying to start doing vertical content too. So you'll start seeing weird stuff on your timelines. It's me, nigga. Thank y'all. I love y'all. I'm out.